Kaylee, and today I'm talking about 15 questions that you should ask your local librarian. I love my local library. I live in a small town, and it's a small little library, but I know all the librarians. And because it's a small library and a small population, then the librarians they have more time to just stop and chat and talk about books. So it's a little bit maybe slower paced and more personal, a little more friendly in a small town than a big city library that they're too busy to take time and talk to you. I have a couple of best friends who are both librarians or librarian assistants. They work in a library. And so I get a lot of insider information from my library worker friends. And I found out that a lot of people just don't know that there are certain things available at the library besides just books. So today we're going to talk about 15 things that you should ask your librarian. Is this available at our local library? Some libraries might have it, some might not, but these are some common things that a lot of libraries do offer that you might not know about. Before we dive in, we're going to reach back here to our Booktuber Shoutout book, and we're going to shout out somebody randomly. Oh, I grabbed two. Okay, well, I guess we're having two today. The first one is Claire Fenby. Be sure to go over and subscribe to them. And the second one is Libraries and Labradors. Fantastic. So we have two different booktubers. I'll leave links to their channels down in the description. Go over and subscribe to them. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to this channel and give this video a big thumbs up if you love your library. Or maybe if you're just curious about the library and you don't really know much about your local library. So question number one is there a library app? Most libraries have their catalog online, of course, at a website, but they probably have an app that you can download too, where you can, look through the catalog and put books on hold and things like that. Question number two, is there an app for downloading ebooks and audiobooks and magazines? This might be something like Libby or Hoopla or Access 360. So different libraries will have different apps that they use, and you can sign in and you can download an ebook to borrow or access an audiobook. So you just have to figure out which one is it that your library uses, and then you'll be able to access all of that through the app. Question number three, where are the DVDs? Most libraries have DVDs, or they might even have where you can watch things on the app as well. It's not just books, they have magazines and movies and TV shows. Question number four, how do I get a book from another library within our library system? So some states will have a statewide library system, or there might be a citywide library system with a bunch of libraries that are all connected, and you can inter-borrow between libraries. Your local library, the closest one to you, might not have that book, but they can have it sent over from another library somewhere else in the state or somewhere else in the city. So just because you look in the catalog and it says it's not available for your library doesn't really mean that it's not available. You could still get it from elsewhere. Question number five, to ask your librarian, are you a notary? Sometimes if you have documents that you need to have notarized, a librarian might be a notary. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. Sometimes they might notarize something for you for free. Sometimes they might charge you, $5, $10, $15 or something. But sometimes, depending on what the document is, maybe they might be able to help you out notarizing official documents. Question number six, how do I write a resume? Librarians are really great to help you get onto the library computers and write a resume and print it out. You might have to pay, 5 cents a copy or something to use their printer. But at a lot of libraries, they will even sometimes have a class on how to write a resume and send it out. Question number seven, how do I apply for a job at the library? For a lot of jobs at the library, you don't actually have to be a librarian or have a degree in library sciences. Even if you just wanted to have a job at the library as a janitor to clean the toilets and be near the books. There are a lot of different job opportunities at the library that you might not have thought about. So you can always ask. You can just see, do they have any openings? You could work surrounded by books all day long. Question number 8, can you help me research blank? Librarians are the best researchers in the world. If you have a question, I guarantee you they know how to find the answer. And sometimes they might have time to really help you research and find the answers you're looking for. And other times they might just kind of point you in the right direction and be like, look over here and you'll find a book that you need. But I tell you, man, if you're doing some research, ask a librarian. It's their superpower. Question number 9, how do I request for my library to purchase a book for the library catalog? Did you know that you can actually influence your library's catalog? You can ask them, hey, I think it's important that you buy this book to be placed in the library for people such as myself to, borrow. I have actually done that twice, and both times within like 3 or 4 months, the library had the book that I had requested. So believe me, they take that, at least at my little library, they take that pretty seriously if someone requests a book and you have a good reason why you think that it should be part of the catalog. Question number 10, what classes and lectures do you have available? Libraries are great places for coming to really interesting lectures or classes, kind of depending on what your library is promoting and the needs of the community. They will have different classes available and all kinds of things like computer sciences or studying for the SATs and stuff like that. In my community, they often have history lectures because there's a lot of historical monuments and history and things like that in this area. So they'll have visiting lecturers who will talk about the history and the heritage of this town and the nearby cities. So you never know, you might find something really, really interesting that you could learn about. Question number 11, can I schedule an event here? If you wanted to host your book club at the library, or you just wanted to have, I don't know, like a baby shower or a wedding or something, some sort of event, a birthday party. They usually have event rooms. They have lecture halls and some kind of event rooms, conference rooms and things like that. I think the few times that I've hosted some kind of event at my local library for book clubs and stuff like that, it was like $10 or $15. Question number 12, what book clubs can I join? Some libraries will just facilitate other people having their book clubs there, like you would book an event to have your book club. Or sometimes the library themselves will organize a book club. So someone from the library will oversee a book club. Or at the very least, they might know about local book clubs and then you could get information and join one. Question number 13, can I borrow a state park pass? Where I live in Georgia, there are Georgia state parks that will let you borrow a park pass from the library. So then if you're going to a certain state park, you don't have to pay the entrance fee because you got your pass from the library. Now it's only certain parks, and some parks it's only certain days or certain weekends or stuff like that. So it kind of depends, and I don't think every state does this, but it can't hurt to ask. Even if they don't have a state park pass, they might have something similar, or they might know about certain days at state parks when you could get, children get in for free on May 7th or something, So they might know something about being able to get discounts or things like that. Number 14 is, can I borrow a Kindle or e-reader? There are some libraries that will loan out Chromebooks or Kindles or other e-readers, iPads sometimes. I've never borrowed one myself. I'm not really sure if my local library does that, but I have heard that there are other libraries in the area that will loan them out. So I'm not really sure what the parameters are there, or, how long you can keep it, or even like whether you have to pay a fee in order to do that or something. I'm actually not sure about that. That's something I need to ask my librarian about. But there are libraries that do that, so you could ask your local library if you needed an iPad or if you needed a Kindle for something specific, or for a school project, or who knows what. Maybe you could get one from the library. And question number 15, is there a library app for learning a second language? My library has the Mango app, which is free through the library, and it's a digital language learning system. There's over 70 languages that you can learn on there, and there's 17 different ESL, which is English as a second language. So there are quite a lot of options there and a lot of resources if you wanted to learn another language? And those are the 15 questions that you should ask your local librarian. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know, is there something really cool, some interesting program or feature or resource that your library has that you wish more people knew about it? Or leave me a comment and just let me know, what is one of your favorite things about your local library? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.